could just get maybe an injury update from you. How is Aoife Wafer?
Yeah, so Aoife has she's been in training. She's back in training with the squad. She's been looking really good. So at the minute, it's just been a long road for her. Yeah, she's got some good training sessions in under her belt, which is really good. And she all being well, she's available for selection this week.
That's great, because I saw at the start of the training today, she seemed to be being very up for it, looked very fit. So I guess the management is confident that she will be available for Sunday.
Yeah, all being well, just she's come through the session, so we're very pleased with where she's at, how she's trained, how she's been working hard, obviously over the last few weeks to get her into the position she is. So, yes, she will be all being well available for this weekend.
Very good. And some of the players who didn't train today, Adele McMahon, what is her status?
So for Adele, yeah, just being managed from the weekend, it was a real tough physical game, obviously against New Zealand. And a bit of travel coming down from Brighton. It's been a long travel day, so it's more a management piece in around there. The expectation is that she'll be out in the field tomorrow.
Stacey Flood?
Same with Stacey, again being managed in that sort of vein, obviously being carried off, but she's been up and about. She's been, in good fettle as well. She's in good form, so again, she'll be hopefully on the field again tomorrow.
Fiona Chu, could you just tell me what her injury was and where she is?
Well, so Fiona had a bit of a bang, but she's again get a bit of a management piece again in around that game last week. So it's more about getting her back up to speed, and once again we'll be expecting her to be on the field tomorrow. You'd have to the leg in that, sorry.
And just on Adele's, because I just watched back Adele's, and she seemed to get a heavy tackle. Then there was another tackle with her head, and then maybe she appeared to get some leg treatment. What's keeping her out, or what are you managing?
It was again just in around that bruising, just a bit of a bang. Once again, physical game in around those areas. The position she plays very combat, and again, it's like anything, but taking the travel into account, we very much expect her to be out training tomorrow.
And what sort of backups have you got if the players don't come through? If Stacey doesn't come through, how are you going to move around? Who's in contention to?
So we've got a number of players who, Maeve Dealey as well. Maeve Dealey, sorry, she's in the mix as well. She's been training really well. There's a couple other players in the back three that we have. We're very fortunate with the sevens background as well. So that's been a really good piece for us. So yeah, we've got players again. Eve Higgins is another option in around there. So we've got options right across the board. So we'll have a look at where we're at, but we're pretty confident and hopeful that Stacey can come through.
Just tell me about the mood into camp and how quickly you've been able to put the nature of the defeat on Sunday behind you, and what sort of challenge you expecting on Sunday?
Look, I suppose at the end of the day we are disappointed, obviously, with how it played out at the weekend. I suppose the last couple of tries at the end maybe flattered the scoreline a little bit, but for our girls, it's funny they've put it to bed pretty quickly. We have to, it's knockout rugby this week. And from our point of view, they've turned up really well. They've taken things on board very quickly, very fast. Yesterday we had our first install, which was really good. We're starting to put the plan together, what we need for this week, and the girls are buying into it. The nature of the defeat, obviously coming up against world champions, they're a very, very good outfit, but for us, it's a good physical test. We've probably put ourselves in a good space because of it, and there was definitely opportunities out there. And we've been able to look at it and show that we were able to create opportunities against a very, very strong side. And that's a real positive that we can take from the game. Obviously, the scoreline is disappointing. We would have liked to have got a few more scores, get on the board at least. But the girls have now been able to review it, look at it and go, yes, there was a lot of opportunities that we just didn't take. And hopefully, going forward, we'll learn from those lessons and we'll be able to use them this week going forward.
I guess you would have been doing your homework on France. Particularly, I don't know if it's a fair comparison, but Pauline Bourdon-Sanson and Antoine Dupont. A lot of the French play goes through Pauline Bourdon. What's the key to, it's a silly question, how do you stop Antoine Dupont? What's the key to stopping their central play?
Oh, look, listen, French rugby, many great nights. But it's not just in those sort of positions. Like, they've got players all over the field. I think that physical battle, first and foremost, the French traditionally have big forward packs, and if we can meet them with a physical dominance straight up, hopefully we can keep everyone on the back foot, from that point of view. So we've obviously looked at loads of threats. There's loads of threats right across the board: kicking game, physicality, it's all there. But we definitely feel we've got stuff that can combat that. And, it's like anything, we want to get the girls as physically ready for what's going to be a big test on Sunday.
Just to follow up with you on the fitness, did Stacey Flood require stitches?
I believe she did, yes.
Yeah. So when will you make a decision on her?
So that decision will be made over the next day or so, but at the way it is at the minute, Stacey is, as we are aware, she'll be looking to be training and will be available for selection this weekend.
And if she isn't, you mentioned ideally, I mean, obviously, Higgins moved back there, which is such a strong partnership in the centre. Is ideally you wouldn't like to break up that partnership that Eve has in the centre with Aoife Dalton?
Oh, look, to be honest, it just adds to her value. She can play in many different positions, and that's a really good piece for us. We're very fortunate with Nancy as well in there in that midfield. So we've got a real strong contingent in the back line, which is really nice to be in a position that we are. Obviously, we want everyone who's fighting fit, and Stacey we expect to be involved in that. So the more we can have, it gives us that sort of armoury that we can use in different areas, and hopefully keep teams guessing as well.
Dan, obviously it was a kind of tough day for her as well, like, the way the Blackburns really did kind of come at her as well. Scott mentioned it afterwards, how much do you think it was down to her that she had to face that kind of suffocating defence by the Blackburns going into the France game now?
Yeah, it's huge for her development as well. Huge to be in a test match, 30,000 people there, in that type of environment. The support that we had, everything was incredible. So, I've no doubt our team is so much better for the experience. They've come out the other side of it. They'll pick up so many lessons and learns. The physicality, for Dana as an example, just understanding in around then, because we have created opportunities. It's about maybe finding the right time when to get those opportunities. Against the top tier nations, you maybe get one shot at it. It's about pulling the trigger at the right sort of time. And for her development going forward, I think 100% she's a far better player than she was this time last week on the basis of that. So just having that appreciation for that level, it's great. And hopefully she'll have learned those lessons that'll lead well into this week.
And just find out, like, even this year's game, like in Belfast, they just Ireland didn't show that composure when they got within 2 points of them, with whatever 13. That would be an important factor, like high pressure game, like World Cup quarter final, just to keep that composure against the French side who may do whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's knockout rugby at the end of the day, and it's about being brave, and it's about believing in what we're going to do, and building our confidence. And at the minute, obviously last week's disappointing, but last week's gone now. We take the lessons from it. I know a lot of people talk about lessons, but there is a lot for these girls in here, that the opportunities that they created, of which there was, which is really pleasing from our point of view. And it's about taking them at the right moments in games. A couple of things go your way, a couple of bounces of the ball go a different way. There could be scores on the board, scoreboard pressure, all these different types of things. So look, loads of positives going into this week. We're very excited at the fact that we've got to this stage in the competition, and this is what it's about. This is what we talked about, months and months ago, getting into a position that we'd be in a quarter final, and that's exactly where we want to be. So it's a really exciting week.
Gareth, how does it feel being back in Exeter? You know this city very well.
Yeah, know it a little bit. Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely for me to come back, just to be able to walk around. Some of the girls are asking me about the nice coffee shops in around here and certain places to go. But look, it's lovely for me. But at the end of the day, this isn't about me. It never is about me. This is about what the girls can bring. And if I can add value in around maybe feeling more confidence about being in the area. Being more confident about whenever we go to Sandy Park, just different bits and pieces. Hopefully I can add a bit of value in there.
And look, just personally though, in terms of your own career, and as you say, it's all about players and nothing beats playing. You achieved so much here, but what would it mean to you to be involved with an Irish team as a World Cup quarter final here in Exeter? Where would that rank with other?
Oh, that would be up there. Like even for me on a personal level, to be able to, be involved with an Irish team first and foremost is a very, very proud moment for me at the best of times. But to be able to say what I've been standing here with a green shirt on at Sandy Park, I never thought that would ever be something. To be doing it in a knockout game of rugby, quarter final, I'm actually getting goosebumps thinking about that. So it doesn't happen too often. So it's very exciting. And it's like anything, we just want to make sure the girls are, as confident as they are going into the game, clear on what we want to do, and they can execute it to the best of their ability.
Gareth, you played in a lot of knockout games for the Chiefs, won a lot of them. Is there anything specific you can pass on and relate to the players about your experience of that sort of sudden death, no-takes-all scenario?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, for me, it's about the girls being brave and confident in what we're going to do. And then it's about going out and executing it. Putting a plan together and understanding that there will be moments where it's not in your favour and that's okay. I think it's like anything, until you're in knockout rugby, you have to kind of experience it a bit. And it's, we've got some pedigree in the squad in around there. They've played good levels, and be good to get out there and play in this environment now. And hopefully there'll be plenty of Exeter supporters coming out wearing green jerseys, and I'm sure there's plenty of people coming over from Ireland as well to support. So listen, very excited about the opportunity for the girls. I'm very excited for everybody involved as well. So hopefully we can go out and perform.
And obviously Sandy Park for a kicker. We've seen how the weather can change there quite quickly. It can be quite windy. You know it better than anybody. Does it bring specific challenges? Sort of kicking, goal kicking, touch kicking up there?
Yeah, it'll be windy potentially up there, how it blows off the estuary a bit. But yeah, I'm not going to reveal all the secrets in here.
I'm very impressed by the kicking game of Dana O'Brien. Are you impressed too? And I'd like to know if you can explain me how she works part of this game weekly or daily. Is she like a French fly half, a personal trainer?
Look, Dana comes from a GAA background, Gaelic football, so she has that natural ability, which is a great tool. So you have that in the locker, and then it's just about her understanding, her development over the last year. I've been involved in working with her pretty regularly, and she's just starting to understand the games. Understanding herself as well is really quite an important piece. So as she develops, she's starting to understand where to use certain types of kicks, different areas. But as much as we got Dana in there, there's a lot of people in and around her who are helping her, so it's not always on one player. There's a lot of help across the board, communication where space is and the space available, what we're looking for. And yeah, look, she's developing really well. She's working really, really hard on her game all the time, which is great. She's asking questions. And giving us good feedback as well. So it's not all one way street with her. She's definitely got her own mind, which is great as well.
But are you impressed?
Yeah, very impressed. Obviously, very impressed with how she's dealing with things. She's learning all the time, and yeah, it's like anything. The more big games and more exposure she has to big pressure moments, it's only going to make her better.